Dejana Davis, and I am the Student Services Pastor here at True Holiness, and I'm going to be giving the Wednesday word tonight. So, our Wednesday word for the night is self-image. What is self-image? Self-image is the personal view or mental picture that we have of ourselves. So, why is this important? The way we view ourselves often has an impact on the way that we live and also how we treat others. So let's look at 3 things to remember as it relates to self-image. Number 1, remember that you are a creation of God and you're made in His image. The scripture that I want to look at with this point is Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 through 27. And it reads, "Then God said, 'Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground.' So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them." When we think about God, what characteristics come to mind? I think of His excellence, His diligence, His love, His power, His leadership. If these are all characteristics that He possesses, and He made us in His image, that means we possess those very same qualities. It means He made us to be excellent. He made us to be diligent. He made us to love others and to love ourselves properly. He made us to be powerful. He made us to be leaders. All it takes is recognition to understand what's already been placed inside of you. When we see ourselves as a creation of God, made in His image, we can live our daily lives with confidence even in times of uncertainty. Second point to remember when we're talking about self-image is that we have to remember that we were made just how God wanted us to be, fearfully and wonderfully made. The scripture that I want to look at with point number 2 is Psalms chapter 139, verses 13 through 14. And it reads, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." Sometimes we can get so caught up in trying to fix our appearance that we lose sight of the truth. God made you to be who you are, not to become a copied version of someone else. The person that you are is enough. It's enough for God, and it should be enough for you, which brings me to the social media quote for the night. You can type it in the chat, or you can put it on your many different platforms, but this is just a reminder, a midweek reminder, and it's this: I am who God says I am. Despite what may come, despite the facades you see on social media, despite the adverse beauty standards on men and women, God made you wonderful. He loves you for the person you are and not the person you pretend to be. This is your midweek reminder that you are beautiful. You are handsome. You are loved. And you are chosen simply because God says so. And if He said it, then it's done. The last point I want to talk about tonight as it relates to self-image. We've looked at God. We're creation of God, made in His image. Reminder that He made us just how He wanted us to be, fearfully and wonderfully made. But last but not least, a reminder as it relates to self-image. We have to remember not to think so highly about ourselves and to not live life self-focused or consumed with prideful thoughts. So the scripture that I want to look at tonight as it relates to point number 3 is Romans chapter 12, verses 3. And it says, "For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you." In all of this, it is imperative to remember that self-image isn't about being superior. It isn't about putting anyone else down or becoming so consumed with ourselves that we miss out on God's opportunity to use us. God made me unique, and He made you unique. And those same unique qualities, characteristics, Personality traits, gifts, and talents shouldn't be used to put others down, but instead should be used to bring us together, to show someone the love of Christ, to show the blessings that God has given to you so that people can come near to the church and come near to God themselves. Our word for this Wednesday is self-image. And I want us to remember throughout this week, throughout this upcoming month, throughout this year, that we are who God says we are. And because he said it, it is done. Thank you guys and have a wonderful night.